So China has been buying, shall we say, oil which the West has sanctioned at a discount. Okay, so if you look at Iran, China buys one point. This is before the war, obviously. 1.38 million barrels per day. China's total consumption is, total imports are about 11 point something. As I pointed out, they are 11.6 million barrels per day. And of that, 1.38 China imports uh, from Iran, which is about 13 to 14% of all of China's imports. And it gets them at a discount of $5 to $13. So if the at that time the Brent benchmark was $65 before the war started, 65 to 70. So you could say that China was either buying it at say 52 or maximum 60. So China was buying oil at a premium, and China bought 90% of Iranian oil, even though it was only 30 to 14% of China. China also bought, as you can see from this picture, before the United States went into Venezuela and took control of Venezuelan oil, China was buying anywhere between 389,000 to 760,000 barrels per day. In fact, at the time when the US basically captured Venezuelan President Maduro, or rather kidnapped him or arrested him, whatever, and brought him back, China was importing about 389 thousand barrels per day, about one third of a million, which is just 3 to 4% of China's imports. But China was getting $10 to $20 discount from Venezuela. So if the oil market was at 65, China was getting it at 45. Can you imagine that? 45 to 50 barrels. So it was a huge advantage. And this is something that some of the people, commentators here in the West, that is giving Chinese manufacturing an edge. There are some these, they call them kettle pot, small refineries, which are making profit only because they are able to get the crude. Some of this crude is very problematic and requires a lot of work to improve. Even the Iranian crude is not as good as, say, the Saudi. So those Chinese refineries were operating at a profit because China was buying oil at a discount.